It is Vertigo, it is Endpoint's pick. We have the utility. As we can see on Heavy God and Mighty Max already, the P250 will get a lovely opening tap towards ZywOo.
But he needs to be careful. Great flash to come through, but he's still dancing with the devil a little bit and he'll fall back.
That's the only choice, really, in that scenario. Will get himself a couple of kills, though, and Zyphon doubles down, triples down. Zyphon still alive, looking for the ace in this round. And now next, though, he'll go for the opening frag, but Nertz, in that advanced position that I mentioned, will get that recovering kill. 2v2, and there's Nertz showing up again. And out of all of that, unexpectedly, it's Refresh 1 versus 2. Looking for the frag, but Nertz just recovers the situation immediately. Because they can block off ZywOo, who's already low HP anyway. Whether it's toward Connector or towards CT, and MHL just pre-fires him anyway. M4 is in a very good spot here, and the Molotov has not been used to flush Stare out. It's been used toward that gap position instead, so there could be a couple of free frags here for Stare. He's shown his hand for the wombo and will stay defensive as to not lose that rifle immediately, just proving to still be an issue, and that could bait Refresh in here. The 5-7 close range, we know how good it is, and he gets himself the 1 kill towards Surreal. Superb stuff, and now...
Never count out a 5-7, honestly. Stare would have been hurt there, surely. Max, be careful. They're all too aware, but will it make a difference? No. Wow. Both fall to the hands of Stare, Allure, and X. We said what the youngsters can do. Can they step up? And Nertz needs to, but unfortunately, not to be this time. A couple of rounds until one of them has a broken economy. But, you know, if Sprout can do it, so can Endpoint. Oh, unless Stare's got the ideas.
Yeah. Endpoint having lost the force by to Sprout. They'll know that. Oh, okay. Even the long-range spray Stare gets away with. Tasty stuff. Left with 1 HP to spare. But, yeah, as I was saying, as Sprout win the round with 4 players alive, good for their own money.
Yeah, that's it. Now for Endpoint, they're in a real kind of tough predicament. We kind of look towards these buys as, oh, hello, ZywOo. Hello, ZywOo. Loving this. Just going to push down forward. Easy opening kill for him, and the information you can get off the back of it too. He knows they basically have to force their way over towards Stairs or mid. It's one or the other. There's nowhere else for them to be. And it's just a meat grinder of mid for Stare and a 4K. What a round. What a see-off. Endpoints. Unfortunate. Just pistols.
Many, many years to come. I was about to say, apparently there's a chance for them to split through mid here, and Heavy God gets a beautiful spray transfer to get 2 kills. Now Laurenex is under a lot of pressure. 2 players pushing him down from that mid position, and he can't even get the 1. Surreal's headshot was superb as well. 2 from him, 2 from Heavy God, and the round is already out of Sprout's hands.
My God. You know, I think while we were talking about the likes of for Stare, right, a lot of people would look towards the Laurenexes of the world, because I think Laurenex maybe has a little bit more of that superstar power, but Stare is so consistently good. So who is this guy? Why are they picking up this person? There's plenty of free agents around. There's plenty of tier 2 players they maybe could have picked up, and not understanding that Endpoint have a very good history at finding tier 2 players and diamonds in the rough, but Zyphon for 2, Laurenex, one of his own.
Heavy God and MHL. Not good for Heavy God. Once again, trying to make the path, and these 2 teams are actually 2 of my favourite tier 2 teams to watch in general. Stare finishes off the round, so it should make for a very exciting series. And ZywOo, as I said,
if you're in the tier 2 scene, you know how good this guy is. He can really step up to the plate, and we're starting to see glimpses of it.
Indeed, and this is the kind of level that we've wanted to see that for so long, right, as well. Like, he was absolutely insistent on playing with his countrymen in Nexus. Waiting for a good opportunity, and I think really the fact that Laurenex is on this team was obviously a big draw for him to join up with him, old teammate, and Laurenex should get this free kill towards Nertz here. In the end, Zyphon's the one to take it, all the information gleaned. But yeah, forZe of course have been in Pro League once before, but not with the core they currently have, so now we'll get smoked off, and Heavy God can push forward into CT.
Surely in for 1 here, maybe a second as well. ZywOo like this, quick flick, finding a headshot, Heavy God to fall.
Yeah, I like this, because they can go through and try to catch out ZywOo. Now it's an awkward sword battle, and in the end, the no-scopes both miss, and MHL finishes off the kill. Stare still hiding towards sandbags, but they clear him out beautifully. Is removed, with that bomb plant to be denied. And now Zyphon has to go in alone against MHL. That's never going to work. 3 kills for MHL. Laurenex 1 versus 3, but of course he is very low. And there's still a player sandbags to worry about. That is surreal.
Not only chip away at that deficit, but the economy over towards Sprout. They themselves need to be careful. Long term, not looking great. ZywOo, that's risky. Certain other ideas, but can't quite make it a double.
Oh yeah. You always know that lots of fragging on. Getting these opening frags, and you see MHL going for that one there, but can only tag Stare through the tarp. HeavyGod does get his 1 kill, but lawanX is still close up. Unfortunately, he's not going to peek soon enough. They have to be lawanX or Refresh to recover this one, and Refresh is holding a very, very aggressive off angle, but Surreal just destroys him. Basically gives the site up. For Endpoint to get a plant. There is a boost possibility here. There's a player to his direct right though, and that's the problem. Look at Nerds. He's spraying through the smoke, and in the end, HeavyGod gets all the kills anyway. He removes both lawanX and Refresh.
Potentially even 7 rounds, right, before we can see a proper full response from Sprout. ZywOo will find one on exit. Nerds just go poking about.
Will hold toward Gambit and hold it aggressively as well. He's locked away because of this Molotov, but he does have time to hop through it. Good opening find position, but it's only that USP. And you're not going to expect ZywOo still there. Misses the shot though, and that's a great frag from MHL. MHL versus ZywOo is a duel today that I was really looking forward to seeing. Already we've seen some great bits and pieces between the two. They find Stare perfectly, the only other threat in the round. A great team round.
It is. MHL might find on exit, and he will. lawanX, just the USPS for him to work with. OpTic on T side does look for me, you know, very positive that we can see some magic in towards his CT2. What a shot.
ZywOo again trying to play super aggressive to recover the situation, but Surreal is so aware of the gap on the side of the smoke. But ZywOo takes advantage of that gap. Sprout have no defuse kits in this round, which is the big issue. If Endpoint do go for the full execute, and ZywOo all up close, he actually quick switched at exactly the wrong time there, but he recovers for a sick no-scope. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because you wouldn't want to save in a 4v3, but without a kit, that's the big issue, like we said. So HeavyGod's flanking as well, and Stare's been removed. ZywOo needs this one and does take it, but he's been tagged down so low. Max and Nerds. Nerds has recovered the AWP actually, so he's going to be holding from sandbag. Such a very difficult position to flush out. In and after plant, and Max goes aggressive to take Zyphon as well. ZywOo is unbelievably stuck on low HP. And Endpoint are really fighting through beautifully on their map pick here. Yeah, Endpoint, basically they have enough cash now for the end of the half. The last couple of rounds are going to be absolutely fine. A chance, as I said, for at least an 8-7, and they could even make it. Promise for the future. Yeah, it doesn't mind being called ropz or lawanX, as far as we understand. So everything he said to you, lawanX, because he likes.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's like his whole name is off the back. Well, it's partly his name and then just his love for FNX as a player. So
yeah,
the proper pronunciation is lawanX, but he's pretty easy. He's happily to go for a lonx or a lounx or what's needed to get to that level. And you've got these youngsters who have all been in and around that sort of level. I mean, Zyphon got top 8 air major for God's sake.
Yeah, and actually, you know, he's just as young as well, which is pretty incredible. You know, he's the one who's had the most progress in his career. And talking of progress, let's have to see how it goes though. He's already played at a major, so he's got the confidence. What he can really do is plonk that incendiary down around the site, and we'll actually find Surreal playing a little bit over-aggressively on the edge of the pallet there. And ZywOo's found MHL as well. Bomb will go down. This shouldn't have been recovered so quickly. They're wary of the flank. I think they know that's going to come through because of Mighty Max's kill earlier on. HeavyGod has to get one of these kills here. Look at ZywOo, he's phasing the smoke right now. Who sees who first? HeavyGod on the left-hand side now. What a quick scope that is from ZywOo. It's now all down to Max. No HP, should find the first. It's ZywOo 1v1. Standoff, smoke versus smoke. Max versus ZywOo, and ZywOo hits both of them. 2 insane quick scopes from him, and that is why Sprout picked up this guy. Looking for the jiggle peek behind the default box, and he sees the helmet. Unfortunately, Refresh is not going to be giving him anything at all. There we go. He finally goes for the peek. Unfortunately, it's lawanX to take Nerds first. As Nerds tries to charge his way up with that information. ZywOo's found his kill toward HeavyGod. And Sprout's starting to look a little bit more comfortable here. Stare needs this frag and gets it. Insta headshot towards Surreal. That's big with a FAMAS. Gets the AK, and he almost takes Max as well. 2v4 for Endpoint. Max and MHL. He's got a free flank whenever he wants to do it. Every single Sprout player is going to be here in a matter of moments. There's ZywOo. It's all down to Max. And he gets found by the Romanian sniper as well. Great into the half from Sprout. Ended off the half, as you say, pretty cleanly as well. So let's see if Endpoint on the CT side can show what they're made of. HeavyGod with the first. Stare firing away with the Glock and does get himself that one. That forces HeavyGod away with his P2K. As I said, that can often be a very hard position to clear out, but MHL finds it instantly. That is a very hard shot to hit, and he's hit it straight away. Refresh goes for a tap on the plant, but Nert says no immediately. Zyphon fights back, but HeavyGod finishes the job. Pulling it as wide as he dares. He's looking for the boost, waiting for it. Information. Sees one. Goes in the way for the second, but Reload comes in, but no risk of being rushed down. Now the MP9 of Surreal has a chance to farm himself his first, as Nertz is there to help out. But Nertz wants some of them as well. Of course, greedy. But the two B players.
3 rounds behind now as well. First fall by this is the real kind of first full test. Bit of spam coming through from HL. Stay off on the first. Good start. Looking for more as well. Be met with a grenade, in fact. Time is Surreal looking like he's going to meet a boost just momentarily.
Surreal plays the same angle, and actually Sprout maybe trying to... The nades are very well primed these days, of course, for all the cubbies that they know T-sides tend to enjoy to play. Instead, does go for that opening frag toward MHL, takes it. It's going to have to be an information play for Endpoint here. Have you got Max walking down ramp, but ZywOo still waiting, and it's the perfect crosshair placement. Headshot on Heavy God, and they're going to check the corner as well. Max gets himself the one, but only that one with the SMG.
Utility doesn't look great either. You're banking on one nade for Surreal too. Can they get exits? Lornex, other ideas. Nice shot from him. Dropping Nertz. If he gets past that, he should be fine. Barrel spotted. And he's done for this well. Zypher, other ideas. Great round for Sprout. 4 remain alive.
Strategically, I will say that it has kind of... Oh, Heavy God. It has kind of come down to the fact that of these scenarios have been very close age-wise. Full peak, now it starts to get a little bit worrying, but Refresh now has finally got some eco flags to build up his confidence to work with. Any Endpoint player is actually above 40 health, but Sprout is making this one...
I think sending the AK may be slightly risky, but I guess, like you said, they can actually just buy in towards the next. They are trying to make something work here. Lornex forced into the open, but Nertz will fall. No way, they actually give this a go. I thought it was trying to make it expensive. All will fall anyway. And yes, they got money to work with in towards the next, but...
Between these two, Zyphon, he's creeping through mid though. Really good timing, but Nertz checks it at exactly the right time. Zyphon saw an opening, went for it. It gets plugged very quickly. Max is still here with the FAMAS, adjusts brilliantly to find Stare. But he will get traded instantly, and Nertz has been found by Laurenex in the meantime as well. 3v2 still for Endpoint, and MHL now is showing up at exactly the right time. It's the first time we've really seen him with the AWP on the CT side work perfectly. Now Zello 1v3, doesn't check the right angle. MHL fell back just. Needs to work out for control, but at the moment Endpoint don't have anyone defending that position. As you can see, Nertz is looking toward window right now. They've left mid open in its entirety. Really well timed. What a time to help out. That's brilliant from Nertz. His teammate was about to drop, and he bails out Surreal. Zello did take Heavy God in the meantime. A good frag to take, but Nertz is doing even more work, this time waiting for that flank to come through. Gumbel could be spotted here by Max. Not being picked as of yet, though. That's a big headshot from Zyphon. 3v3, still stuck in gap. MHL will rotate toward the most common position, and oh my goodness, what is that from MHL? Zello, see you next round, son. Stare will take Nertz, and MHL just hits the wall bang too. He's here to play his MHL, and that's a 3K and a half. And then he hits the wall bang of the play on the site too. Knew where the last player was. Gorgeous 3K. Absolutely adore that. Now it's going to be a free round for Endpoint with Sprout on no money at all. This nade should be a touchdown. There it is. Have you got with 2 more? MHL with 2 to add to his tally as well. 21-12.
Full buy once again out for Sprout. Take this one down. They get up to 14. And on top of that, they destroy that T-side economy once again. And Nertz starting off nicely for 1. Damage on towards the second, but Zyphon quick on the trade. Numbers.
Zyphon will surely be the player to go in first. Of course, he is that low player. He doesn't have the bomb on his back, though. That's a problem. And MHL, even while blind, he's hitting everything at the moment. Now 2 from Heaven and 2 from Connector. Goes towards Sandbags, will force Zello wide. Has to hit the tap, but can't make it happen. And MHL is hitting absolutely everything right now. It's Stare and Refresh. If ever there was a time for Refresh to step up, it would be now, but they find every single one of them. And Endpoint will get the defuse in time and reach 14. He doesn't necessarily have exactly what he wants either. MHL, again, Laurenex will drop. Nothing wrong with this setup at all, is there? MHL and Surreal. Then Surreal very confident, holding that headshot angle with the boost to come in. All spotted exactly where Max is playing from, but he's going to have support in a matter of moments. Heavy God's already toward double stack anyway. MHL creeping up from Connector. Actually, both kills come through, which is pretty disgusting. That means Heavy God has to play a little bit more defensively. Stare is walking forward into a crossfire, and they do manage to deal with both of them. Nice shots. MHL. 4 HP to spare, but he might not need any more than that. Use the AWP after all. 1 shot, 1 kill. We've seen plenty of that in this game so far. It's great flank from Zyphon though. 1 more player to molly down. They know he's here and they do spam him down. Well played, Sprout. They're going to be staying alive in this one. A pretty ridiculous retake. Surreal has 10.7 grand. Everybody has 8.5 as well. 8.2, sorry, but
aren't done here just yet, it seems.
We've had some long games over this conference bracket, so I would not be surprised to see a decider in this game, especially if Endpoint do take this one. I'm confident in a Sprout overpass, but of course that is yet to be seen.
Understand why he's been pretty phenomenal so far. Working hard plays though, pop shot coming through, we'll just get another dodge. Not much longer though, still double down. He sung his praises.
This should be it. Said and done here. He's looking for a second. Max will turn round though, so we'll try to finish it off. And in the end, Nertz was going to be there anyway, so it's a good thing that he got that kill while he did. They can somehow flush him out. It's going to be very hard for him to peek on that sniper rifle, but ZywOo's hit the shot, and that should be all said and done. Nertz will tap the bomb, but battling their way through here. Not even 100 health between the last 3 remaining players. They will glean a 12th. Bounce off, goes through the window, and does more on the edge of gap. There it is. That's a utility that can be thrown in that particular position. And Max has actually been forced wide. That's a really, really nice bit of combination play there from Sprout. So he will get his 1 kill, but he was very low, and Laurenex only needed 1 bullet to trade him. But Nertz will find Zyphon. There's still 2 players here. Oh, MHL! He didn't realise that Laurenex was pushed up so far forward, but Nertz swings beautifully. The big man of Endpoint stepping up at the right time. He needs his kill, but can't find it. What a headshot from Stare. He needs to predict where Stare's playing from to give him a chance against ZywOo. Does he look for it? He doesn't. Perfect crosshair placement from Stare, and Neo, I do not know how they fought out of that one.
Low by coming out, Deagle, CZ, PT50s. It's not great, and it's not a great start as Refresh the IGL, open things up with Nertz to fall. Heavy got P2K in hands.
Endpoint paid by the round, perhaps. Seeing in the last few days. Goodness me. And yeah, I have to say I really do like that round from Sprout. Sure, they got a little bit lucky that Stare got that kill when he had his back turned to Heavy God. Forced him wider. They are clearing this one up comfortably. They know MHL was last alive toward this position. It's pushed up a little bit further than perhaps Zyphon and Laurenex were expecting, but ZywOo staring at it. And there is the headshot.
No kick themselves. They had 5 opportunities to see off this map. Yeah, that's going to open it. Quick take him through. Nertz is doubled down, and he can't. That might be it.
Laurenex has been, by his very exacting standards, very quiet in this game, but they have 1 player on either side of the generator to check both angles, and Stare deals with Heavy God immediately. It's all down to Max. He gets caught in the smoke, and that is a brilliant recovery from Sprout on that T side, grinding it out.
You know, looking like it was dead in the water, done and dusted, and they have failed to see off what was and should have been their game. Laurenex will kickstart things brilliantly. Just a Mach 10 for him, but it works for the first.
Incredible, yeah. I was about to mention the buy. I mean, I mentioned the money, of course, with the 12.5k OT start money, which I do like, but Laurenex choosing the Mach 10, choosing to go fast and fast like he loves it. Back to double stack he goes. We've already seen 1-6 play from this very spot, in this very game, and this very position. He is burning though, and has to play aggressive. And in the end, Zyphon's position is perfect. Stops the advance, bomb will go down, Zyphon holds the line of that as well, and he deals with Surreal too. Great stuff from Sprout. Has to find all 3 positions. There's a crossfire already in place here with Refresh towards back to play on the site. Refresh switches round, finds him.
Great start for Sprout. They have really started to find momentum, confidence. MHL peeking in, finding the first. An important kill. Stare. The Stoic God dropped early doors.
A 4 versus 4.5 now. MHL has that smoke, which could go onto the bomb. There are 3 kits in play. Zyphon gets his 1, but MHL does trade it on that low HP. But Refresh still here in position, spotted by Max though. And Nertz has found ZywOo too on that big flank I mentioned. Laurenex needs the kill, gets it, but he can't switch around for the second. There is... Oh, I was going to say, there is a defuse kit on the bomb. I think MHL is absolutely certain he's got it, but it's going to be very close. He does not. They did not get a defuse kit on the bomb, and that...
But still, mate, be careful. Speaking of careful, Surreal nearly gets caught in transition. Will just be okay, but Refresh with the smoke will find 1. It started to crumble already, and this is a quick take over towards the B side, but Nertz other ideas. Quick trade by Zyphon, and the bomb should go down.
Clean sweep. in OT. Nice shot MHL, that gets his 30th frag of this game. But Launex has that basically dead to rights, holding a very difficult angle to clear out. Now, I don't know exactly where he is, though. Pulls up the flash at possibly exactly the wrong time. That's a bit of a nightmare, but ZywOo switches around beautifully to take him down. Smoke to block off ZywOo, and a good nade as well. Takes ZywOo down to 6 HP, but Zyphon gets his kill, and MHL is last alive, found by Zyphon, and the clean sweep is a reality. Sprout need just one.
Worked one thing, and of course it was him who opened up that site as well with that frag on towards Surreal. So far, so good. But stair wall falls. Surreal finds the first despite being flashed. Zyphon wants to go aggro, and this might work against him. The quick switch nearly costs Heavy God his life.
That is always one of the most embarrassing ways to go down. You just know you should never be quick switching in that sort of position. Launex has got a second low HP player to deal with here, and that's a lovely second kill. Back into a 3v3, and MHL can only tag him. About half his health now. ZywOo's in the action as well, and the bomb is dropped on the site. Who knows how different the end of this overtime may have been if Heavy God was the player allowed to defuse on that round 8-1 in inverted commas. It's refresh to get one, and Launex to finish it off. What a comeback from Sprout. Let's find out. Utility is being deployed right now. Flash coming in, and Stair, look how deep he is to all the B site already. Heavy God's got no chance in water, and Max, even though he wasn't checked for a second, gets found by Stair, and look at the headshots coming through from Sprout. It's an absolute destruction.
Where everybody wants to be. Endpoint were there last season. Sprout didn't quite make it as they lost their FTW in what was a historic upset. And this is already looking pretty bad for them. MHL find the first nuts for a double with the MP7.
Wow.
Thankfully, Refresh will trade. The numbers remain level, but my God.
2 remain to hold off, and there's not really a Sprout player low enough to be one-banged by one, and there you go. One bullet. As of course, rebuying with 2 players alive is a lot harder. 3, and they do attempt it. Heavy God does hit his headshot, so I think the goal they wanted to achieve there has been found. Goodness me, Nertz and MHL with 8 and 11 HP respectively. Nice P250 cheeky kill off of a bit of a chip to Heavy God. There are 2 players on the A side now, but had no idea that Refresh has crept all the way through with the SMG. Last time I casted Sprout on this map, that was a clip with Paladin, our good friend. Fellow talent member. Enjoyed that one.
2.5 talent, boy. One of us. I mean, of course, this was just pistols, so you can't really, expect too much. Maybe the fuse would be hilarious, but Refresh thankfully checks it away and gets an AK as an upgrade too. So you maybe don't have that firepower and consistency to really bail them out of bad situations. But Sprout, so many. And speak of the devil, he shall arise. Nertz will find the first. There to 4.
Oh, good flashing toward Monster there. Mighty Nax was so blind, and Launex hit the back turned, being primed for more utility, but Refresh probably needs both these kill here. Here comes the flashbang, but he can't convert either. Well, they know there are 2 players up close as well. More peaks continue to come in, and Heavy God gets it all done. To entry here, because the defensive setup for Endpoint could be exposed. On play toward ABC, beautiful long-range spray from Launex, and I know Max is now stuck in water. Easy trade. 4v3, Endpoint playing an incredibly defensive setup on B. He's going to get exposed. And now MHL needs to answer back. He goes for the right angle, but Launex is just hitting every single headshot right now. He'll now push forward, and he's already had some success from this angle before. And he dealt with Stair last time too, but now bullets are an issue, and then he's charging him down here. I just saw both players coming in from Playground ready to trade that, even if Stair did go down, but Stair just pre-fires him out of the round anyway. Nertz trying to use his star power to recover these situations, but not going to happen. Zyphon doesn't check short properly as the door is blown open. I'm not sure if he was aware of that. I'm sure he was, but it's a surprise for him that he died in the back. I'm certain of it.
When does one of Max or Surreal come and join them? No one's coming just yet. The Molotov's ticking, but thankfully Heavy God finds the first. Looking to make it 2, but ZywOo other ideas. Bomb is dropped in no man's land and a barrel spotted. Should be MHL for a freebie. Can he make it 2? The answer's no, but Stair time is still ticking, my friend. And the bomb shouldn't be able to go down because behind him is Max, who will see it off.
Yeah, well done. Good job. It's an interesting setup for Endpoint. They might not expect someone to be so deep behind one of the bathrooms, and they certainly won't expect it to be MHL. Great shot to find Launex, and they can't trade it. Zyphon tries to deal with him. Not possible. Heavy God, he hits the instant dink up close. And perhaps for Nertz to deal with, but Zyphon spotted him too. Gun barrel seen, pre-fire, perfect. He knows exactly where to put his crosshair. Now they have the 4v3. ZywOo of course, as I mentioned, was very low, and MHL will find him. And now Max is coming up from this position too. Might get timing here if he's not careful. But time is ticking down very low, and now they have to run, which will reveal the position. Max somehow manages to take Stair before Zyphon takes that kill. The only thing they really have as a significant threat in this round is that saved AWP and M4. And they support it. Oh, Laurenex, I think he's going to be delighted the fact that he gets one there before the boost takes him down. Two towards short, or at least one towards short for now. Zello's going to be close up. Not going to be flashed in just yet. It's going to have got a chance, and there we go. It's a hard angle to find. Tends to favour a CT, and HeavyGod finds it. So now Stair, smoke towards CT, he's going to play through it, and that's a really good idea. He's going for the AWP and the M4, but he might be dealing with both here, Stair. This is a genius play. He's doing so much good work, good trades at least. Stair by the AWP from heaven. How that wasn't a kill, I'm not sure, but he has to be looking for HeavyGod first, and HeavyGod finds it. Could that miss that first shot? And that might give Sprout a chance to enter towards the side here. HL doesn't score the player close up to the right side of the bathroom, and he will get pushed down by Refresh's P250. This is pretty much a full force buy for Sprout in this round. Nertz has got some control toward long, and he will swing and destroy Laurenex. But the bomb is planted open, and because they have that open play, they're very confident in playing these super long ranges, and Refresh P250 gets another. Still a 2v3 though, and there is a smoke for the bomb. Refresh will get himself that gun too, and Zyphon finds the headshot toward HeavyGod, but the bomb is being held right now, and they're going to be fine. Refresh will decide to swing, but he doesn't get any more kills. Zyphon got one in the meantime, which means it's very expensive, but Endpoint escape. Of course, Sprout wanting to go super aggressive. They don't have a full array of weapons, and Nertz once again is proving to be a nuisance around the A bomb site. Around the A site in general, I should say. Pushing through Fountain and Playground, always tough to deal with. Flash is good, but it doesn't push Laurenex off the angle as much as they would have hoped. Flash comes through, he comes in, trying to find a player in the smoke, but there are two in there. That's going to be a nightmare for him to deal with. Can't get away with that. ZywOo doesn't look the right way. Surreal gets himself a lovely. ZywOo gets a weird timing with that Glock, but there are two players here, so it shouldn't be an issue. 15 seconds now. They can't really afford to go down half the time, or afford to save. They need the money in the lost bonus, so they're going to try and clear them all up here. It is. Nertz gets himself 4. Lovely eco frags for him. A bit more confidence to work with. Not that he needed it.
As of just yet. At times, T-side AWPing and Overpass can be extremely difficult, so come out just yet. It's a great flash from MHL, though. Nertz, a freebie, Stair to 4, and HeavyGod might add to it. He will. Zyphon drops. Immediately, 2 youngsters down and out for the count.
Nice frag, a nice position from HeavyGod. That's one that, if I'm a connector player, I also tend to play myself, because it's a humongous off angle on top of the pallet at the back of the boxes in connector. Clean round. Refresh is charging up long, and MHL hears it. Well, this should be round over here. Oh, that was unlucky. Should be just about right. There we go. Max finds the kill. So 4 alive, very handy.
Gosh, I mean, looking forward for Sprout. I mean, what is the turning point? I was trying to think off the back of these last few rounds where we haven't seen that much success. How do they try and change it up? And it looks like holding W towards B. I said Tech9s might be something that could change the tempo a little bit. Anyway, there's the first. Looking for more. It's a messy spray from Surreal, but thankfully be able to capitalise himself, and a double comes through from there. So see it off in a near flawless fashion. Only 1 casualty.
Into utility, surely he'll get shown to Surreal in a second. There it is, but he can't complete the kill. You see the head of Laurenex too? Very close pick. Once again, Nertz in that same position is doing so much damage. Another multi-frag for him. He's up to 16 and 9 in this half. This is exactly what we expect from him. You mentioned him as the best rifler and entry in Tier 2. And honestly, he shows it very often with 50 seconds to go.
There's the first. Refresh will fall, and only all down to 1 man. The youngster, Laurenex, unfortunately, a wealth of a lead means they're heading in towards this next half and next pistol. Even if they were to lose it, Endpoint still have so much breathing room, but Surreal taking 50 damage through the Molotov.
In Endpoint's favour now. He's playing the smoke fade too. He's the timing. Nice long-range spray. He gets his 1 for 1. Final round of the half coming in. It'll be broken open. It'll be used to break open the door. Nades break open when they explode, don't they? Stair and Zyphon. 2v4, and MHL's found him with a quick no-scope as he tries to phase the smoke. Streak of rounds. We were talking about Sprout just keeping it going from 15-10 behind on Vertigo. They get the first Endpoint. Getting a double-digit half on T side, while 5 is not bad. Any shadow of a doubt on T side. That one final spot in the main stage of Pro League. Zyphon's kind of pinched in the attack here, but Max goes back and checks it. Has spooked Endpoint into just holding back a little bit. There are only 2 players there. It's a bit of a split, but they continue to force rotations and be planted on A absolutely fine. HellRaisers can keep Laurenex busy. We'll go into MHL. Won't be able to find him. Endpoint, that is a wonderful T-side start.
Scar having a peek, might get tested. Boss. Hold tag for the first, no kill though. Surreal, good trade.
I'm continuing to push forward, making the series competitive. This is exactly what I wanted. Of course, everyone, have a good game. Nerds, again, makes the MP7 work for an opening kill. So it does work out. MHL though, that's the thing with the Deagle these days. It might have been 2 body shots pre-nerf and an easy kill. It has to be 3 this time. MHL. MHL and Laurenex phasing through the smoke together. Take into the next round to do some more extra damage.
Wow, oh, okay, Zyphon, what is that? And he as healthy as he can.
In they go. Heavy God wanting to farm away. Heading into the next gun round, and I would say probably the best SMG on the T side against a full buy maybe would be the MP7, especially for the mid-ranges. But see how it goes. Refresh has got one of his own, of course, from before. Let's all make it work for another kill. Ham's coming through. Point allowed to win this round with 5 players alive. That's what they're achieving at the moment. MP7 recovered that is all. He does manage to get that kill jumping, but Heavy God was always coming in on the flank.
You know, the other way. But at 13-5, Sprout have got such a mountain to climb to get back into this. Not a bad start there. Refresh first. Flash will catch Surreal, but he gets the kill nonetheless. Back to 4 versus 4.
Overpass, but now CT slowly needs to be stepping up. Especially as the AWP. Oh, and again, timing. This doesn't go in his favour. Nerds sees him before really ZywOo can see Nerds. 30 seconds to go. Endpoint working in towards short and monster. Bomb is here. It's definitely going to be B. Max only has that Mach 10. But there we go. On an entry. Now Stair jumping into the water. So much damage done. He has to get out of there, but I don't really think there is a way out. It's mostly due to Endpoint's good play, but
yeah,
we're 2 rounds away from Map 3.
Oh, MHL, quick as well. I mean,
crazy, isn't it? We could have been looking at a 2-0, which is just not something we would have been thinking in any way, shape or form. They're just really wanting to finish it off as quickly as possible now. Surreal charging in toward me, does get his entry. And Refresh, I say actually, to be fair to him, does really well to get 2 with the FAMAS in that scenario. And now an X right practice with Bert. Big swing from Stair, but it's a long-range spray, hard to deal with, but it doesn't matter.
I guess also really kind of reaffirms the idea that both of these sides are so momentum heavy. Refresh, does he realise how much danger he's in? He'll just get on a dodge, it doesn't matter either way. Zyphon for 2, ZywOo 1 of his own in a matter of seconds.
ZywOo 7 and 16, Stair 7 and 18. They really need to step up to give Sprout a chance to recover. It will be Endpoint working their way up short toward B here. Molotov is kind of well timed, we've got to be said. All the kills coming through for Sprout. He does get 1 back, but the flash toward Monster is spot on. And the lurk from Nerds is removed by Laurenex. Laurenex, be careful. You get faked out here, and there we go. That's what Heavy God's superb at. At least show some more presence while they go back toward B. But look, there's a double setup for Sprout. They look for information here. They need it as well. ZywOo has found that lurk, and that's a good recovery from Stair. Even though he's dinked, he now has rifle support from Zyphon. But he gets removed beautifully by Nerds. What a shot that is! And he's found Stair as well! Oh my good God. Nerds is back in the server with a vengeance. Refresh and ZywOo trying to recover the situation, but easy at all.
Oh no. Oh no, what a round! Not exactly their best friend, somebody would say their worst enemy off the back of Vertigo. So while I want to be a believer, maybe even slightly in the favour of bias, I'm feeling a little bit nervy, and that's not a great start. Nerds to 4, there's the impact man gone.
I mean, his awareness, but a second or 2, but he would be walking directly into ZywOo. Oh no, again. ZywOo's timings have been so unfortunate in this game so far, I've got to say. He double scopes in as MHL peeks it, and Laurenex gets removed, and he'll be questioning, why hasn't ZywOo pulled the trigger? I thought you were there to help me, my friend, and now Heavy God working his way up toward the site, removes Stair so quickly. ZywOo's now under a lot of pressure. They know he's here. And while he's so blind and still hits once, Surreal trades it. A charge through the smoke from Refresh gets removed. It's all down to Zyphon. MHL catches the retake.
The T side could be good after the bar. We'll have to wait and see anyway. We're on the way. Endpoint on the T side. Can they get a pistol?
Let's see, Zyphon. Oh, that's great timing to expose himself from Boiler there, because that catches Surreal off guard completely. But still, the fight comes through from Endpoint. Bomb, though, that's the issue. That is still there, but Heavy God just says, no, I want the bomb back. It's mine.
With some magic here, staring support too, but this crossfight is immaculate. The second one on site takes contact. Nerds can peek up from Graveyard. It's just an unstoppable fortress and stare.
Sprout never been in Pro League as an organisation, as far as I know. Surreal. We're trying to keep that as a fact. This force buy is not going anywhere at the moment. Zyphon's going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place in a moment, and the hard place takes him down. The problem is that if you're an M4A4 user, especially on like Inferno, the issue you have is that you'll have barely any utility. Sometimes force buying is actually better. You've got more chance of being straight back and being more confident, pushing forward. And
well, one will go down. Will Zyphon get anything on the exits? E250 have a little poker prod around. One spot to the Mac 10 though, running and gunning should be absolutely fine, and it will. They're left all alone. Extra cash in the pocket too as well, so for Heavy God, no complaints. They're doing absolutely fine, and Max will see off the last flawless round. 30 seconds to work with. Very quiet. Not a bad play here though from Sprout, but it's a great clap. Refresh will be caught off guard by it, and the nade seeing off Zyphon, no way. Yeah, here at the moment, this is not looking like a side who get such a statement as being one of the best in tier 2, and that's not a great start for Stare as well. How's their metal? We'll have to see. Moving forward, Refresh trying to take an aggro position. They have to pass the flash. They find the first. That's the bomb drop. 15 seconds. Bomb's in no man's land.
that is not good. I can't believe they haven't just gone through the smoke after this. I guess that's the problem with utility. When the smokes are up, it can be so good. And finally, Sprout are getting a handle hold on this game. Great pre-fire from Surreal, but 4 seconds. No, we have 2 flashes, and that is it. It has to be the stars to step up for Sprout in this one. They're going to be out of money, and even though ZywOo hits their insta headshot, Max just responds with his own. AK trumping silence M4. Now Stare's arm has been spotted on the edge of Laurenex. Heavy God trades refresh as well. Dignitas still getting one, but it's not going to matter. Stare tries to fall away, and Nertz deals with him too. There's a tiny gap in the smoke for Surreal. He finds Laurenex. Everything's going Endpoint's way. Fresh spotted. That's a good frag from Laurenex to trade back Nertz.
So we can do something with the M4, and of course another scoop got by Laurenex. Gunbarrel was spotted. Oh. Surreal too aware. Knew all about it. Zyphon to fall.
When Surreal starts hitting his shots like this, then honestly, Sprout, you've got no hope, because this is some pretty sick stuff from Endpoint. There's another headshot for him. 8-1 start to Inferno. And even though there were 2 players on the site, it should be pretty impenetrable. But the M4's been recovered, and that's the big factor. 1 versus 1. Max versus Refresh. IGL versus IGL. And Refresh gets it done. What a recovery from Sprout. And a free AWP to go with it as well.
Oh, he has rotated over, looking once again like they wanted to head towards A. This time, though, how do they play it? Replay here to meet them. Surreal falling. Do they double back or no? They're at the time. They have to commit to the A site. And the CTs know all too well about this. The double AWP stepping up for a killer piece.
Rock that double AWP as well, as you say. Most certainly works. But of course, Endpoint now are very, very aware this strategy is in play.
Trying to draw attention that way, but don't double back over with him. This is looking a lot better. Heavy God, that's a nice shot. But Stare quick on the trade.
Yep. Has to be the B bomb site, and Laurenex is here ready and waiting to go. There's the first. Refresh helps up for the second. It's in a clean up. It's easy peasy for Sprout. All of a sudden, a clean sweep. Plays fast ones can often be very successful on Inferno. Eternal Fire especially are very good at these sort of plays. That's a great early flick from ZywOo to relieve any early pressure. But it's a whiffy away from Zyphon. He's going to be out of bullets soon. Down to the USP, but thankfully it's enough. And there's the low HP of Mighty Max. They couldn't get Heavy God into the action whatsoever. There's the 1 kill. It's not going to be 2. Zyphon still with that pistol.
Question, in an alternate universe, where we would be?
Oh, great flashbang. ZywOo works it out brilliantly with Refresh. 2 kills for him, then ZywOo just stands tall toward long. You can't get past that setup. Zyphon will lose that duel to MHL, but it shouldn't matter too much. He's very low. This round's basically all on Nerds now, but Stare's gone wandering. All right. The bomb is dropped on that long corner, which is probably why Stare wanted to push and help out. But he's still lurking, is Nerds, and he will punish him for that. But MHL has now been found by that secondary AWP of X, but that's awful timing on the pickup of the M4, and now Nerds is tagging down ZywOo straight through that smoke. What a standoff, and he finds the one bullet needed. They're still going to commit in toward B. 2 players here now. They've let the rotations come through. Refresh has a line above this smoke right now, and it could work okay, but his teammate though has been taken down, and Refresh can't complete that first kill. Bullets are a huge issue, and he's done so much damage.
Track the economy, double stack going into his apps. Hang on here. Real, I can't spark up, which should be good because Heavy got to find the first. A rotate coming through for Endpoint. Are they just going to go for that standard takeover towards A, which they've had, you know, mixed success with?
ZywOo timing again. This time it works in his favour. Deals with Surreal. It's all down to Stare. He needs at least 1 kill here, and to stay alive as well. He gets that one and he drops the bomb as well. That's going to waste a lot of time, and he's trying to keep himself being a nuisance. Oh, it's so close to removing that bomb plant from the equation. But X spraying through the smoke. There are traces with that M4, my friend. 3v2. Heavy God still lurking around the A bomb site all the way through CT. This should put an end to anything that Stare wants to do. He might have found Nerds, but there's an insurance policy coming in here. MHL finds Stare. It's all down to Refresh. He has no idea where the final 2 players are. I mean, he knows where one is, I should say, but not the second. Heavy God, Endpoint have found their 8th.
There's the lead. That's what you're speaking about. You know, we looked a couple of rounds ago saying there's a real possibility whoever takes the round will guarantee the lead at the half. Playing off the back of Refresh, half armor, and an AK. It's asking a lot of someone who, in the fragging department, has maybe struggled at times.
It's all really going to be in vain. Endpoint have already taken A for free. And when I say A, they've gone straight up long toward... Oh, it's going to be awkward. Very awkward indeed. X has got the Zeus out. And oh, a team kill in the mix as well. It's getting nervy. MHL has stopped Refresh, and that was the big threat now removed, so that's going to be big. He is charging up mid, and ZywOo's still got the USP out, and the dink is hit. It's some messy stuff now, but they're getting away with it. Stairs going in, and he's very close. It's so easy to be spammed here, of course, as well. They seem aware it could be a possibility.
Oh my God.
In he goes, but he jumps straight into the arms of MHL. On the way in a vengeance. ZywOo again needs to try and peek on a timing to recover the situation, but Nerds found X as well. Good pick to take down his counterpart. I think Zyphon is convinced that Surreal's in the cubby. There it is. But Surreal refuses to give up his life. That's the way you should play it. And it baits in Heavy God. What a play. It's all Refresh on the B bomb site. Does he want to try and do this all by himself? He's going in, but Max has taken his head off. IGL on IGL action goes Max's way again. Bomb is going toward the B-bomb side, and it is where ZywOo is residing, but he has to play aggressive at some point. It's being looked at by Max, and there's the kill. There's still time to go back toward A, and now they'll Scarper, but ZywOo can run them down here. He needs to be quick about it. What's his timing going to be like? Oh, he has to run into the body to get it done.
You know, flash in the pan moments of brilliance, but it's never been consistent, and that's where you maybe lean towards the CT side. It looks like trying to open things up here, baiting them in towards the dualies. Max is blind though. Stay up on the first and the clearest angles, and Max might be able to mow them down, but he's only good for 2. There's still one more in towards black side as Heavy God waits and beckons over the rotation, but is he going to be cleared? Yes, he will. The bomb will go down.
All about to say just in time to deal with Zyphon, but he's going to have to make noise, and Zyphon has not yet heard it yet. He will look for it though, and there we are. The spin round, and this is where the recovery could come in. Going to push down? He's not going to, so it's a full rotation. That's a disgusting opening headshot from Heavy God. That's the issue, and look at this. The leaping around in CT from X to try and get away from the play. They need help from Sarah and Zyphon, and they get it. Very well played. All the 6 rounds away, but Sprout coming back at them. Pistols, of course, instead. Still in action, and MHL just continues to punish.
Yes, he's actually just kind of drawing the attention over there.
Smart.
Oh, way. No, he's just baiting them in. He's baiting them in so they die half the time. They're absolutely fine. Not a problem. And ZywOo did actually fall. So, you know, slightly positives there. He's forcing the T side actually to...
Point. The first big buy in the second half, but Stairs removed one already. But gets nothing. Re-smoke from Max is a good time. They're going to pop through it. They're going to try and take advantage of it. They might know that Max is the B player, and they've taken advantage of it straight away.
They have kind of alerted Endpoint that they are being hunted. In it comes, smokes come through. Can they survive? Will they survive is the question. Well, the AWP, none of them will.
Wow.
Flawless for Sprout. What a round.
FaZe versus Falcons coming up after this game. Refresh, good hold on the spray. 3 kills for him. He's had a slow series, but some ecos like that will certainly give him some more confidence. ZywOo, I think a bit distracted by his teammate crossing the angle there, but doesn't matter. He's going to be absolutely fine. Surreal needs a god tier play. He's going to get spammed down by Refresh. 4 kills for the IGL.
Nerves, right? It must be pretty through the roof right now. So nice shots.
Now Zyphon, good Molly, hasn't seen the arm of Nertz in Graveyard. That was visible, but only to me, of course, not to him. But ZywOo, what a frag to take. Surreal still in pit, but only gets the 1. And once again, 80 seconds to spare. Bomb planted safely in the cubby.
One-way traffic for Sprout on that T side. Flawless so far. Sprout being on the T side too. Looking like it's not going to stop anytime soon. No one saved for endpoints, which means that...
And the thing that's so scary is that this is actually kind of how endpoints half started, right? They had such a lot of money at 5-1 up. Because Sprout are hunting them over and over again. Zyphon will peek into 2 players this time, which is a little bit... It will be an executing toward B. There are 2 players here. Long-range CZ taps. That's not going to work out for you. These headshots might. Max is hitting amazing shots with the Deagle. Oh my goodness, what a time to step up. 2 insane 1 digs and he has to be cleared out, but there's the CZ. And now it's all down to Refresh. CZ appears from the smoke as well. Oh my goodness. Max as well, stepping up with the Deagle. Would you respect him? I think even he will admit himself he's not usually the one to do so. But again, they're going super aggressive toward Banana. They're just destroying everyone. Still down to Nertz, but they're not expecting that 3rd player. Good grenade damage to Stair and Lauenex. He's tagged down Stair even further. They need to find a way to deal with him. Surreal's on the rotation, but Nertz is wasting so much time. He finally gets removed. Tap to begin with, but they're both going to rotate through Ruins and try and catch Surreal in the back. There's the information. Surreal gets 1, but not 2. It's so close. But if you play Smoke Fade, look at the standoff. I actually don't know that they're here right now. This is pretty remarkable. He's going to eke forward, but Refresh destroys him.
A little bit more aggro on that CT side. They're playing very similar sort of playstyles in terms of passive and something. I shot from MHL. We were saying a bit of CT aggression could be enough. Flooding over towards the B side, but still that rotation hasn't been tempted yet. As Zyphon continues to keep the attention drawn towards A. There's the first, a second for Max with the IGL stepping up for 3. What a round from him. He'll wield the AWP. Not often you see him use it. But Bogdan's law is called upon here as Zyphon's all alone. 1 versus 4. Can he get the exits? No, Surreal will see him off.
It might be a faster apps play coming in for Zyphon and Lauenex. In they go, but there is a good setup to defend against it, and Surreal gets both of them.
He should be fine. Will he get taken with a Molotov? I think he should be okay, and he will. The elevator position, he'll net 1 more. Max won't stop, can't stop before Refresh puts him in the grave. But it's down to MHL to try and deny. And Heavy God can swing off that contact, as we mentioned. Pop shot through the box, finding a tag, and Heavy God will see him off. Bomb drop, 30 seconds to work with, and MHL is not missing those.
This pattern going of neither one of these 2 teams getting 2 rounds away from each other. This nade's going to be pretty decent. Chunks 2 of them. He comes to play. Max gives himself 2 more. Looking for even more to add to the tally as well. HL pulls up the P250. There's Lauenex showing up, but it would be a 1v5. And it's 12 seconds on the clock as well. Gets himself in. Max takes the kill. 20 for him now. The first man to 20. And Max has had a number of insane rounds in the last few. In comes the push. This is the huge one for Sprout, but the AWP is in the equation. And Heavy God's here too. It's going to be very hard to deal with. Heavy God, he's shown his angle. The MHL keeps hitting shots with the AWP. Look where Max has positioned himself. He is the bolster for that kind of play. He's looking for it, and MHL gets another. He's on for an ace at the most critical round of the game. Exposing himself from the smoke. There's the 4th, and now it's all down to Zyphon. Should find Max, but even that time this doesn't look too good. Max destroys him, and Endpoint are on series point.
Eventually, they are 1 round away from success. Gets caught by the flash, Molotov coming through. Who gets on blinded first? And we refresh to the Mac 10. Instant traded by MHL's Orb as Mighty Max continues to be so impressive.
It's unbelievable. And the last three players are coming his way as well here. He's going to spot all three of them, and he can just about fall away. He's going to need to strafe, though. Decides to fight instead, and that's the way to do it. Max gets two of them, and even Dink's the last player. Sprout, almost eliminated, are now eliminated.